Hello everyone and welcome back to Age of Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. And in this video it's going to be a bit different because this is essentially a video of me going, give me your money, and me trying to give reasons why it's a good idea. So this is a video that is basically going to be me asking you if you would consider becoming a YouTube member or to join me on Patreon. So these are two ways to really support the channel and keep the channel going. The reason why I'm doing this video is because membership for YouTube is something quite new, I want to say. It's probably about a year old now, but I haven't really touched. And essentially, when I've been looking into it recently, there was a list of criteria of things I needed to tick. And one of them were I needed to do a video to you guys of telling you why membership is a good thing for my channel and why I would like you guys to become a member. Now, this isn't like, you know, trying to sell you something from YouTube. This is essentially me asking if you would like to support the channel in like a more financial way, like I do on Patreon. And I realised that some people probably might want to support the channel, but they don't really want to start a new Patreon account and get all involved in that. They might even know what Patreon is, right? And I know for myself, if I was looking to support money towards a channel, I would probably want to just keep everything on YouTube. I wouldn't want to have to start, you know, a new account on a different website or anything like that. So I thought YouTube is probably maybe better for most people. So that is why this video is here. But also, rather than just being a case of I'm only doing this video to tick a box, I also wanted to use this video as a way to tell you how your support would really help the channel and literally keep it going. And you'll find that after this video goes up, you should hopefully be able to see a little join button next to where it says subscribe. And you'll firstly get a huge amount of my gratitude, but I'm also going to go into what you actually get out of it as well as how it supports me. So now that we know what YouTube membership it is, and when I say YouTube membership, it's basically just Age of Nagash membership, like Patreon, but you don't set up a new account, essentially, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is why become a member, essentially. And you'll see I've got a list of reasons on the screen that I'm going to really go through. As I don't really like asking you guys for money. It's a bit awkward, right? So I thought if I write down a bit of a list here, I can comprise my thoughts. So essentially, it keeps me, Age of Nagash, going to help people with their adventures and journeys into the world of Warhammer. Because something I've established on this channel is I really try and target people who are brand new to Age of Sigmar or new to Warhammer and try and help them get into the game and then push their tactics of the game that bit further. So some of you may have already really benefited from that, from things like my really long in-depth army series, how to start collecting videos, why you play videos, and know they are particularly useful. So it really kind of just beckons back to my still about my channel section, which is still true, which is to try and spread this community that we all love and enjoy, right? And I'm really happy how we've managed to do that so far in Age of Nagash. So you're going to help keep that going. You're also going to help support and continuously improve the content because I am always looking to try and improve. I don't just want to plateau and go, yeah, that's all right, stick it on YouTube. I'm always striving for improvements, and that's why I always ask you guys for, you know, if you don't enjoy the video, let me know down below why so I can try and improve on it. And that's why I do a lot of polls and everything to see what you guys are interested in. As you can see, like, I've managed to improve it lately because I've got more editing software, like paid, you know, professional editing software, professional microphone, all that sort of thing to really try and make this content just more engaging to you guys and for you guys to really get the most out of it. So then when I talk about things like keep my content honest and not behind a paywall, you know, quote that bit. So when we keep my content honest, I mean, so like I don't want to be sponsored by any companies who would make me have to then not be honest when I give my opinions about a product, which I'm completely not against. You get the honest opinion from me. And then when I talk about things like a paywall, essentially I don't want to go, hey guys, this new video that I've got coming out is only available for my YouTube members and also my Patrons. Sorry for everyone else who can't afford it, whatever. I don't want to do that at all. And you'll see like there will be benefits. So if you want to become a YouTube member, or you want to be a Patreon, but it's not going to be like to the extent of some channels out there where it's like, no, you don't become Patreon and YouTube membership. None of this for you. I want to make everything free to you guys, but there will be, of course, benefits if you do support the channel that bit further. And then receive membership or Patreon benefits, which I basically just said, and we're going to go into more detail of that in a moment. But firstly, I want to talk about what your support really goes towards. What are you actually investing into? And I've really broken this down into things like material costs and then the main costs where I'll get to in a moment. It's obviously on the screen so you can read along if you'd like to. But what I said is things like just buying battle tomes to be able to review all of the armies of Age of Sigmar in great detail. As you know, if you've been watching some of my series like the Nighthaunt series, Slaves of Darkness, Beasts of Chaos, Ostrich Bone Reapers where you are now, Gloomspite gets countless of series I have done which are incredibly in-depth. Most of them go between 10 to 20 hours and most of them are probably towards the 20-hour mark, which is essentially the reason I did those is because I know a lot of those armies out there haven't been given that much attention, and I thought it'd be really nice to give people the attention they sort of need and crave, and basically just the love for those armies that don't tend to get it. Obviously, I cover more popular armies and stuff as well, as sees fit, as I do polls for you guys, and you guys dictate what you would like to see, essentially. And for me to be able to do those proper army reviews, I do need those battle tomes. So, and obviously each battle tome is what, like in the UK, £25, something like that. And a lot of these battle tomes are for armies I don't play. So it can be quite expensive. And then something else is actually terrain for future battle reports. I know my channel's not known for battle reports, but I did a couple in the summer, and then we've been in and out of lockdowns. Again, you may be watching this video a long way in the future. It may seem like the distant past when that happened, but we have been in and out of lockdowns where we are right now. So I haven't been able to do many battle reports, but I do want to get back into it when we can play games again normally. So I would like to have lots of different terrain on the boards to really give different aesthetics, to really make you feel you're playing in that certain realm or something like that, and just to really add to the immersion and the narrative to the battle you guys are watching. If you watch one of my ones, what I did, Flesh Eater Courts vs. Screams by Gits, I actually created a map and everything like that, which is another part of things I pay for to try and make the content more engaging, and I really wanted to keep that sort of story narrative battle reports up, and terrain is a big part of that, of course. As I've scouted some terrain out as well online that I'd like, oh, I really like to get that to do some battle reports, but cannot justify buying that yet. And then things like tech, so such as editing software, like I've already mentioned, professional microphone, things that I bought, and then camera equipment and stuff. So when I'm doing things like hobby hangouts or battle reports, all that sort of thing, or like webcams and stuff, it all goes towards that. Obviously, I've managed to buy some of that now because of the fantastic support I've been given by my patrons. That's how I'm speaking to you now, like on a professional microphone, and how I've managed to buy editing software. There's always stuff to improve and always like extra packages I can get to just try and make that content just that bit better for you guys. So stuff like that really helps, especially if I want to more focus on battle reports and stuff, or just like do some battle reports. There's a lot more things I can get for that. But then when we come down to the main cost, which simply is time, as this is the single biggest cost of me building and developing a YouTube channel. On the average, I put about 30 hours into my channel every week. This is due to how long it takes to essentially do my research for a video, then record, edit, and upload it to YouTube. I know that may sound like a long time, 30 hours a week, but bear in mind this isn't a job for me. This is something I do in my own spare time at the moment. Like, obviously the dream is for one day to be able to do it for a job, but I don't know how, like, you know, realistic it is, but that is obviously always a dream I've had. And obviously the more you guys support, it's closer I can get to that dream, but it's a long way off if I can even get there. But your support in the meantime really helps me be able to justify this amount of time I put into the channel, as without that support I really can't justify spending this much time doing this channel. And that's why I always say all my patrons, who I always list off in my videos, and obviously YouTube membership when that kicks in as well, you guys get a mention, which we'll get to later. That's why I always give you guys a shout out, because you guys singly justify me being able to do this. If I didn't have that sort of support at all, I wouldn't continue doing this YouTube. So purely to you guys, it really helps. And obviously the more of you guys there are, the more justification I have to do this, and the more time and cost I can put in to making this content for you, to making these videos, to try and help you guys out best as possible. It's sort of like help me help you sort of situation for you guys who really enjoy the videos I make as Agent Nagash. And then that basically brings me down to, what do you guys get out of it? So what do you personally get out from like financially supporting my channel? So firstly, my undying gratitude, which I think I've already mentioned, but generally I'm not just chucking out like, oh yeah, thanks guys for that. I mean, like, I really do appreciate it. Like I say, I'm not putting any of my stuff behind a paywall, so that means that there are no videos you wouldn't be able to see if you weren't a patron or a membership, because I don't want to do that. As I've already said, I don't want to restrict my content, as I simply don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's a very nice way to do things. And then, of course, like I've already mentioned, you would get a shout out at the start and end of every video I do, bar this one, because this is mainly aimed at new members, right? So you would get that. I do always do the shout out at the end, and as I try as much as possible, depending on what the video is. And if I can't see your name out at the start, what I do is I'll make sure that there is text of your name there, so you know just how much I really appreciate you guys. And then something you do also get to do though is vote on polls to decide what videos I'll make in my most popular video series. So these are things that recently I've been doing for my patrons as an example, and also YouTube members, as I'm sure I'm able to do that, as YouTube lists that as one of the benefits you can be given. So these are video series that are like my Why Play series, or my How to Start Collecting series videos, where I basically say to you guys, right, so what would you like as a How to Start Collecting video? It'll be, what Grand Alliance would you like it to be from? Or if it's a why play video, because we're now into sub-allegiances on that, and there's not like that series nearly at the end. There's so many sub-allegiances to go through, it's ridiculous. Which means I'll put on your poll, what army would you like me to pick the sub-allegiances for everyone on YouTube to then pick that sub-allegiance. So you guys have the overall deciding of where that video is going to be from. And then the other thing I want to say is you'll generally get quicker responses to your comments and questions. So when I see you guys obviously put a comment down below, you shoot me a question or something like that, I can see that you support me more. So I'm going to get back to you as a priority compared to other people who don't, as it's just a way to really show that I appreciate your guys' support, right? And then something else I want to say is you get to send me video requests, and I will use them for inspiration for future videos. So if you would like to also join my Discord, you can send me a direct message on that, or you can send me a direct message on Patreon if you become a Patreon, or there may be something for YouTube membership as well. And just tell me sort of ideas you'd like to have, and I'll definitely use it for inspiration towards a future video. And then for people who are on a higher tier, so these are things like Morgasts and Zombie Dragon, etc., which you'll see will mean different things down below. Basically, the biggest support packages, if you would like to, is I'll make a video of your choice if you support on those higher tiers. And it's not like every week I'll make you a video as an example, but it will be fairly frequent in comparison to people who would send me like inspiration ideas and stuff. And essentially you'll be able to ask me to make a video on anything to do with Warhammer. Obviously Warhammer, not like the mating rituals of UK badges or something ridiculous like that. It's of course obviously to do with Warhammer, but I will make that into a video, even if it's really, really specific, like how can I make the most competitive Nighthorn army with only using Morgals or something like that, you know, like taking like 4 Morgals, you know, just something random and something very specific as that example right there. Which I think is just a nice thing to add to that sort of tier of benefit, as, like I said, I don't want to put anything behind a paywall, so what I can give you really is just more of my time. That's essentially what I'm giving you if you become a patron or a part of my YouTube membership. You'll get more of my time dedicated to you, even if it's just questions. Even if you want to just shoot me a question on Discord going, hi, this is a list I want to build or something, is it good, is it bad, anything like that, I'm happy to help you with that there. And like I said, Patreon's membership, you know, you guys get priority of my time. And then something else I'd actually like to do, and I'm just trying to think like what I could do as different levels on it, but I'd like to have like a progress bar, which is how much support I'm getting from you guys, and when we hit certain, you know, brackets on how much basically money the channel gets from this a month, it'll unlock new things. So I don't know, things like, let's say I'm back to doing some battle reports and stuff. It's like when we're at this level, I can afford to buy a new like table's worth of terrain or something just to give like an extra element. Or we're at this level, it means that I can do, I don't know, like a why play video and a how to start collecting video like once every week or something. Just, I'm still working out like the benefits I could do, but it's like when we hit these targets I can reach them, or like when I hit this target I can start doing painting tutorials, right, because I can maybe try and get a better camera, all those sorts of things. So that's all very much in the works, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I will have that there hopefully at some point in the future. So it means that you guys will not just see like basically your money going into a black hole. You'll actually see what it's achieving, rather than me going, basically guys, thanks for all your support, I've managed to now got a microphone and stuff. You'll actually see what we're adding towards on the progress bar, which I've seen other channels do it, and it looks really, really good, and that's where I got my inspiration from. And with that, guys, I'm going to bring this video to an end because I think YouTube told me to keep it short, basically. And they're probably not happy that I've mentioned Patreon and stuff. So this may have to be redone if they cut this video because they don't like it because I'm mentioning something else. But I just thought I'd give you guys certain options of how you can support Age Nagash. And like I've mentioned, it's not a case of just like, you can support us, it's quite nice. I won't be doing this without support, essentially, just because how much time gets put into this YouTube. So anything you can give, guys, hugely appreciative. You'll find links to my Patreon that may be in the description of this video if I can put it on, or you'll just find it on the channel or the description of all my videos. You'll find a link to my Patreon if you want to check that out. But like I said, YouTube membership, which is the main point of this video, and potentially is an easier way for you guys to support the channel without having to start off a new account or something on Patreon, is by clicking that join button. You'll see next to the subscribe button, there should be a join button there. Press the join button and it will tell you how you can join as a member of Age Nagash and really just become part of the family here. And I'd really hugely appreciate it if you're listening to me now at this part of the video. It means that I can tell that you're obviously a person who cares a lot for the channel, and really that in itself is great. And I would hugely appreciate any support you could give the channel, even if it's just £1 or $1 a month, to all the other different categories. If you've got any questions about this, please let me know down below and I'll be happy to help you in the comments of this. So if you want to shoot me a message on my Discord or something, do that and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. For anyone that can't support and you're still listening to this, my YouTube content won't change. Nothing is changing at all to how I run YouTube or anything. Essentially, I'm just giving some more benefits to my patrons. But like I said, no paywall, nothing like that. So if you can't support that sort of way, it's absolutely fine. I'm just glad you checked out this video. But like I said, if you could just smash that like button, that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that bell notification if you can't join membership or Patreon, those three things help out best you can if you can't do that. So I really do appreciate that as well. And like I said, guys, I'll wrap up this video, but the last thing I just want to say is thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for considering being part of the membership here at Agent Nagash or becoming a patron, because all you guys who currently are absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So with that, guys, I'm going to thank you again very much for watching this video, very much for considering becoming either a membership or a patron. And remember, until next time, that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.